Sean Chandler is here to join us because Memorial Day weekend is popping up. It's a big summer movie weekend as we have Mission Impossible, Final Reckoning, and Lilo and Stitch. And Sean, I want to bring you in on this because Lilo and Stitch, there's been several live-action Disney remakes. There were good ones. You've got Aladdin, Beauty and the Beast, The Lion King. But then you've got some of these really bad ones. I'm going to call out Pinocchio. And these ones went straight to Disney Plus, right? Peter and Wendy and Peter. I don't even know the name of that one. It was supposed to be Peter Pan. The point is, there's some good ones, there's some bad ones. Lilo and Stitch hits theaters today, and where does this one land?
So for me, when you talk about Aladdin, Beauty and the Beast, Lion King, those are the animated films of my childhood. I assume same as yours. And so I have a lot of nostalgia for those ones. I didn't grow up with Lilo and Stitch because it came out when I was in my 20s. I wasn't going to go see a movie like that when I was 22 years old. So I went in just taking my daughters, looking to have a good time. And I thought this was a very cute, fun, adorable film. And I think so much of whether or not these movies work is if the original source material lends itself to being in live action.
Yes.
And something like Lilo and Stitch, it's a remix of E.T. The kid in need of a friend and a family gets their alien friend and family. It has its own flavor with Hawaii's. There's some Men in Black in there. Stitch is wild, way zanier than E.T. And so it stands out on its own, but it's just kind of a cute, fun little film.
I think
that's kind of the way I feel about it.
I think you're right. Whenever when these movies stay pretty true to the source material and it's readapted, you see the box office for those films do extremely well, and they add a few things here and there. Does this movie do that? Does it take exactly from the source material, or does it add a lot more to it?
There's some adjustments of some characters and things like that. Like one of the big examples in the animated film, The Social Worker, is Cobra Bubbles, who's also this undercover guy. And in this movie, they kind of split the part into two different characters so that Tia Carrera, 90s big star, who was the voice of the sister in the animated film, she has a pretty big part in this as a social worker, and then Cobra Bubbles kind of works with her. So there's some adjustment of parts, some things are kind of split. They change up the two alien bounty hunters a little bit, but in a way that I think if you're doing it in live action, certain things don't work as well. And so, like, to me, the changes, they helped, or they add a little bit more depth to it. But I didn't grow up with it. I don't have nostalgia to be like, gatekeeping. Is it true to the original? I wouldn't be the best person to comment on that. But the adjustments for me made sense for putting it in live action or doing something fun like putting Tia Carrera in the film.
When the first trailer was released for this, everybody kept saying, this is going to be a billion-dollar film. You've seen it. Do you think this could be the first billion-dollar film of the year for American movies?
It's so tough to say because the box office has been so unpredictable the last few years, but this has that same quality that Aladdin and Beauty and the Beast had of now a generation has passed, and so the kids that grew up watching Lilo and Stitch are starting to have kids of their own, and so you get everyone that saw the original one's going to go see it, and a lot of them have kids or nieces, nephews. So you have that cross-generational appeal that worked so great for the Disney Renaissance remakes. It is very charming. Like, if you just want something fun, you can take your kids to. You don't have to worry about there being weird stuff in there or offensive stuff. Like, it's that kind of movie that's just, it won't annoy parents, and kids will just find it adorable.
All right, we're out of time, but you got one response. You only get one chance to say this. Of the two movies out this weekend, Mission Impossible: Final Reckoning or Lilo and Stitch, which is better?
I mean, the one I'm going to watch way more times is Mission Impossible.
All right, there it is, folks.
In our previous segment, I complained a little bit, but that's because my expectations are this high. Lilo and Stitch, it's like, it wasn't garbage. So, hey, it was pretty good. Mission Impossible, it's like, you're the best of all time, but it's not as good as some of the other movies that are best of all time. So that's the point of reference.
Parents, take your kids to Mission Impossible instead. That's what I heard.
Yes.
All right. Sean Chandler for Sean Chandler Talks About. You can find him up on YouTube. We appreciate you, everything that you do when you come on the show. Thanks so much.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.